Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. Let's get the spread. So there's a question in the Facebook community the other day for VeVe that said, why does only logo holders get rewarded? What about us golden moments holders? We want to get rewarded too. Well, as the famous philosopher Jagger once said, you can't always get what you want. But outside of that, there is a relatively simple, easy answer for this. VeVe has their VeVe logo IP, and it's theirs. They can do whatever it is with it that they want, including giving utility, including giving a awesome gold coin. It's probably plated in gold. It's probably silver and gold combination of the two. Looks to be worth a couple $100 at least. And this isn't something like it's a Ron English airdrop or it's another airdrop where the free market decides what the value is, and it's usually worth $100 or so dollars. They had to actually buy this. They had to have an agreement with Agoro and say like, okay, we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars, or we're gonna give you so many perks in the VeVe app, whatever, that it's gonna make up for the let's say $250, right? That's $125,000. If it's $250, yeah, $500 is $125,000 that they had to spend or give in some type of perks. But again, I don't know what it's worth. It could be more. It could be $750, which would be insane. But spending $375K. You know, who knows? It could be more. It could be over 1,000. But we don't actually know how much it is yet. I'm sure somebody in Vegas will get it appraised and be like, hey, how much is this? And it's that'd be great if someone could bring it to like Pawn Stars, like the pawn shop, and just be like, yeah, well, look what we got. It's a 1 of 500. I'm just curious to see the value. Because just because of the metal contents that's in it is one value, but then there's probably going to be another value of it where this happens all the time in gold and silver. You have these gold eagles, you have these tokens, you have these coins that are super rare, and people just like them for whatever reason. Coin collecting is a really old hobby. So again, and we'll get to the price point in a minute, but why doesn't this happen with golden moments? Well, for those of you that are new, for the uninitiated, they actually did give us some utility with the partner statue. The partner statue, if you got it on the drop 3-ish years ago, you got either 6 months or like a year of Disney Plus, like for free, which is awesome. That's really cool. So I was like, okay, yeah, that they gave us something for it already, and they're probably not going to give us anything else. So I have 2 partner statues, and well, one is technically daCat's. That's under the daCat balance sheet, but one is under mine. But I bought them both, and I bought them fully expecting 0 utility from it. The only utility that I'm expecting is just the ROI that we get when we sell, and that's it. I didn't buy it specifically because of the fact that they might wisen up one day and give us free stuff for something we bought 3 years ago. I don't think we should expect them to. But for VeVe though, and put yourself in the position of a CEO, one of the CEOs at Disney, right? One of the executives at Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, whatever. You have like Darth Vader, the most popular villain in the world, in our recent history, and his ultra rare is worth like a couple $100. That is ridiculous. Disney, you have their double first appearance, Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse, at like $1,400. I think these are exceedingly low and exceedingly undervalued. But that's what the free market has decided what they're worth right now. I can clearly see how they can go much, much higher. But we're not the only ones that see that. The executives see that as well. And I guarantee you, they're all looking at the VeVe Gold logo like, what the heck? Like, Secret Rare Miles Morales? Yeah, I understand why that's 10 grand. Secret Rare Spider-Man, yeah, I understand why that's a couple grand. But this VeVe Gold logo, like, nobody really knows who you guys are. And, like, I get that there's only 500 of these, but this is a double first appearance, Walt and Mickey. Doesn't make sense how, why we're not, like, 10 times what the gold logo is. But it does when you talk about utility. And the utility of this, again, it's a gift that keeps on giving. If I were telling a friend, let's say it's the Colonel himself from KFC, Randy, should I buy it? Do you like free stuff? Do you want to expect it until the end of your days? This guy seems kind of old, probably not going to live that long. Yeah, I would tell him, like, they give stuff away every year, and I don't know if anyone else grew up poor. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, when you treat yourself, it's like a soda, like that you can get. You can get, like, and that's a treat. Seconds on Sundays is like a treat. But what happens when you go from making, like, no money, one household, one income for the household, to suddenly somebody else is working now, and now it's dual income household, and then you get a job? It's like, okay, treating yourself goes from, like, a soda, like, once a week or seconds on Sunday to, I can buy, not whatever you want, but I can get, like, this pepperoni pinwheel that, for the amount of food that you get, for the money you have to give, doesn't make sense, but you buy it because it tastes good anyway. I don't have to get Lieutenant Crunch from the dollar store. I can get Captain Crunch from, like, Walmart. What happens when you get more money is that you tend to treat yourself better, and you tend to treat your loved ones better. Chavez, where are you going with this? VeVe's been running extremely lean for the last 3 years. Yeah, about 3 years. What do you think is going to happen to the gifts that they give us? Their most loyal holders, the ones that have been there with them from the beginning. Do you think that one of three things is going to happen? As VeVe makes more money, as this NFT market blows up, do you think that the gifts that they're going to give is going to be less in monetary value? It's going to be the same in monetary value? Or it's going to be greater in monetary value? Again, VeVe has been operating at an extremely lean budget these last 3 years. As the money comes in, what are they going to do? Could they use those funds to crush their enemies? Sure. But because I know David, I think instead of smiting someone else that maybe doesn't deserve it, I think they're just going to bless the people that have been with them and have been supporting them. And again, they can't do this with stuff that's not their IP, but they can do it with their own IP. And the best way to get the attention of the other IPs is to do that with your own. So this is why I think that the gifts are just going to get grander every year, at least while the NFT bull market and stuff comes out. But also why I think because of who they are as people, it's one thing to be successful. Salute the guy in the limousine. You worked hard for it. You did it. You're good. But it's another to not just be conscientious and be a just good person, but to be generous as well. And we've had this throughout all of humanity's history. Let's say, like, men, when they were hunter-gatherers, you'd fail at more than half the times you go out, you fail on a hunt, especially alone. But if you team up with other competent men that are good at this type of thing, and suddenly, now you go from, like, a 30% success rate to, like, a 70% success rate, well, you keep on doing it. And the best one, the one who's the best hunter, you elevate that person. Why? Because they're the ones that are going to continue to get you fed. What we see here with Dan and David is no different. We see them make a lot of money because the app makes a lot of money. And what's going to happen with that? Again, they're blessing us up with real gold and silver coins. They don't have to do they don't have to do a lot of the stuff that they're doing. They could cash out right now and sell, and they could have done that years ago. They do this because they love it. They're generous with their money. They're generous with they're more than generous with their time. David is anyway. Dan, I don't think he's been on a podcast in a long time, but But David goes on stuff all the time, and he really doesn't have to. Really excited to see where this continues to go. And I think just based on the gifts alone, that logo gets to 10K. It's like 5K right now. Obviously, that 10K will happen just from the greater NFT bull market rushing money in, and that'll happen. You know, that could take months. The most of the bull market probably won't happen until, you know, sometime in Q1 of 2026. But it's possible that some of that happens beforehand here in 2025. And you have the exclusivity, you have the parties, and I don't know what's being planned for Vegas. Apparently, VeVe party in New York is going to be wild because they had to shut down. If you didn't RSVP for the party like 2 weeks ago, you're not in, because they were at capacity literally as of like 2 weeks ago. For Vegas, it might be a little bit of a different deal, but some of these parties, and again, being able to, the parties are great, and being like there are celebrities like Josh Emmett will be there. Pro the Doge will be there. Andre Jick will probably be there. Andre Jick, I'm actually not sure, but Pro will be there in Vegas. All of these different things that are, how else can you spend time with these people? A lot of times you can't, even if you had the money, like how do you reach out? So, hey, can you reach out to Andre Jick for me? Can you reach out to Pro the Doge? Can you reach out to Josh? Like it's, maybe they could, like Fanny Carbonell, like she has a Cameo thing where, you know, you can pay for her to send you a message on Cameo. Josh might have, like some of these people might have that, but outside of that, how do you get around these people? How do you get around David and Dan? How do you pitch them your ideas? How do you get photos? Like the only way right now is that gold and silver logo, and other powerful, awesome people will be there as well. So I've said it on here before, at least in streams, I'll say it here on a video. I would not sell a logo for under 20K. But that's just me. And again, maybe you see something that's like hey, this coin that I'm about to go in is a lock. It's going to do a 500x, and I'm going to put, sell a logo for $5,000. Okay, cool. I don't think the logo does 100x. 10x to 50K is kind of pushing it. 10x from where it was at 3K to 30K. Yeah, I can see that. That's fine. But again, things go crazy, and there is a limited amount of these. In the top 5 holders on Stacker, there's like 25 of them are there, like 5%. You have Zero Legacy that has 10 of them. Mr. MC1, somebody else has 5 each, so that's 20. There's 20. There's like 29 of them there, which is nuts. Anyway, guys, that's it for talking about the logo. Again, I have 3 right now. How many will I have in Vegas? If certain tokens pump before then, maybe I'll have 4 or 5. If they don't and other things happen and maybe NFTs run up first, maybe I'll sell 1 or 2. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm very excited for where this is going. Everyone please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you all. Class dismissed. See you at New York Comic Con. Bye, guys. Meow.